Hi everyone, I've just arrived at Reading Cinemas and I'm about to go and see The Mandalorian and Grogu at 10:30. Today I've decided to purchase a ticket to the Titan Lux screen. Man, Dolby Atmos sound. I'm really looking forward to another Star Wars movie. Unfortunately, the franchise in recent years has fallen out of love with some of the public. The question is, will The Mandalorian and Grogu succeed, or is it a box office flop? I will find out soon enough. Well, time to settle in now. I'll be back with more commentary at the end of the movie.
Hi everyone, and welcome to my out-of-theatre reaction for The Mandalorian and Grogu. It's opening day here in Australia. I've just stepped outside, and I must say that I would call this movie in the Star Wars franchise a harmless good time. I would kind of rate it mid-range as far as Star Wars goes. I'll just sit down here and talk for a little bit. Now, this film was written and directed by Jon Favreau, who's quite a talented filmmaker. I mean, he really kicked off the MCU back in the day with Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr. And a number of years back, Favreau did the live-action Jungle Book, which I felt was rather underrated. And here he is writing and directing a Star Wars movie. Now, in terms of the Star Wars timeline, The Mandalorian and Grogu fits in after Return of the Jedi. So it takes place about 5 years after the 6th movie in the Star Wars franchise. So it's before The Force Awakens. So that gives you an idea where this story fits in and takes place. And I will say this, that the film features a lot of inventive action scenes, and I did feel overall that the movie was fairly fast-paced. As for Pedro Pascal, it's quite difficult to grade his performance when he's in a suit like that with a helmet, but as far as the voice work goes, he did sound a little bit Clint Eastwood-ish, but overall, you know, it's hard to tell when he's in the suit and out of the suit, so you can't really grade it logistically. And what I actually enjoyed about this film was the pre-credit sequence. Now, the film kicks off with the Mandalorian in the thick of action, and we have his sidekick there, Grogu, who many of you call Baby Yoda. He's an adorable little creature, and I really think he adds a lot of energy and humour to this film. But the pre-credit sequence is full of action, it's very creative, and it felt to me like a sequence from a James Bond movie, and I really appreciated the pre-credit. Then basically we get into the plot line, and the Mandalorian is given his mission to track down basically a member of the Hutt family. So he goes on the mission with Grogu, and things don't go quite as planned, and it gets a little bit complicated, but there is plenty of action to enjoy here. But I will say this, although I felt the action overall was inventive and well handled, I think some of it was quite dimly lit. And when I say that, I saw this on a huge screen, in a Titan screen, which is a bit of a step down, I would say, slightly from an IMAX screen, but it's still a huge screen. And I felt that the film was overall quite dark at times. So I would have liked some of these sequences to be illuminated a little bit more, but nevertheless, they're quite well staged, and there's a lot of them. So there is hand-to-hand combat here, there is loads of gunfire, there's some aerial action. So they do pile on the action scenes thick and fast, and throughout we have those adorable little moments with Grogu. So this is a mid-range Star Wars movie. It's not going to blow you away, but it really is a harmless good time. So if you're looking for a thrill ride, a piece of escapism, the type of thing that only Star Wars offers. Here's another burst of it, and you could refer to it as 6A in the Star Wars franchise. So it's just after Return of the Jedi and before The Force Awakens. It fits nicely into that sequence. And if you're looking for a blockbuster, and I'm sure this film is going to be one, this is just the ticket, really. Just don't expect a lot. Just go in there, surrender to what's on the screen, and just enjoy it as it progresses blow for blow. In the early part, I felt there was some shades of Blade Runner, which was a nice flavoursome touch when the Mandalorian goes on that initial mission. So I like that Blade Runner type feel at the start. And then, of course, there's a whole sequence there which is like a gladiatorial arena, and that really pops. I think that was well staged. It's very creative, and it reminded me of some of that old school Ray Harryhausen creature work. So if you're a bit of a film scholar and you know the name Ray Harryhausen, you should immediately absorb some of those Harryhausen flavours from some of these sequences. So overall, I think The Mandalorian and Grogu gets a passing grade. A lot of it in many ways is aimed at a younger market. I think if you're around 10 or 12 years of age, you should really get a kick out of this film. It has that family escapist entertainment quality to it. And it really made me feel like I was watching one of those Ewoks movies from back in the day. You know, when they did Caravan of Courage and Ewoks, The Battle for Endor. And I don't mean that in a bad way. This is just an offshoot Star Wars film. It has those flavours. It's not top tier, but it's mid-range. And Jon Favreau was always going to deliver a quality product. And this is pretty cool overall. So surrender to it, go to the cinema, enjoy another Star Wars installment, and you're sure to have a harmless good time. So will The Mandalorian and Grogu flop at the box office? Who knows? I'm sure some members of the public will enjoy it. So that's it from me. I'll catch you all again next time. It's been an absolute pleasure. Bye for now. I'll see you at the movies.